dependency. But before that, we'll be checking the packages pre-installed in my system. So the first command that I'm going to execute in command prompt is pip list, where you can see all the packages with the versions. So you can give a look about what package is what version and update it accordingly. So you can take a look onto your packages. If not installed, please do install it. You can just Google how to install and there will be a command for that to execute in command prompt. Another command to check for all these is pip freeze, which gives a similar output where packages with the version will be mentioned. So let's get started with the code, starting with importing all the necessary libraries. We have from tkinter import start, which is a standard GUI toolkit for Python, and from tkinter we have file dialog, which provides dialog for file selection, and from pil import image. This line imports the image class from the pil module. The image class is used for opening, manipulating, and saving various image file formats. So let's get inside the program. So we have the main class, which is application class under which many functions will be there, which includes init function, and then we have init UI function coming down. And then if you come down, you have a function to select the image, and we have a function to resize the image, and later is the execution part. So let's go with one by one of the functions. So starting with init function. So you have def int self.master. This line defines the corresponding constructor method init for the application class that takes a parameter master, which represents the parent widget. The super init line initializes the parent class constructor with the master parameter, and we have self dot master is equal to master. This line assigns the master widget passed to the application class as an attribute named self dot master. It allows access to the main tkinter window within the class. We have self dot init ui. This line calls the init ui method to initialize the user interface of the application. So moving on to the next module, we have module of init GUI. So we have init UI self. This line defines the init UI method, which is responsible for setting up user interface elements of the application. And we have self.master.title image resize. This line sets the title of the main tkinter window to image resize. We have self.pack fill both expand is equal to true. This line packs the frame, which is the main application window within its parent widget. The fill booth option ensures the frame expand to fill any available space, and expand true allows it to expand when the window is resized. And we have self dot image button is equal to button self text select image file command self dot select image. This line creates a button widget inside the frame with the text select image file. The command self dot select image parameter specifies the select image method should be called when the button is selected. And we have self dot resize button is equal to button self dot text resize command self dot resize. This line creates another button widget with the text resize. The command self resize parameter specifies the resize method should be called when the button is clicked. And we have self dot width labeled self text is equal to width. This line creates a label widget inside the frame with the text width. And we have self dot width entry is equal entry, and in braces we have self. This line creates an entry widget inside the frame This widget allows users to input numeric values of the width of the image, and we have self.height label is equal to label self text height. This line creates another label widget self dot height label with the text height, and we have self dot height entry is equal to entry self. This line creates another entry widget which is self height entry. This widget allows the user input for numerical values of the height of the image. So let's move on to the next function, which is select image. So you can see the code. We have firstly we have def select image. This line defines the method name select image within the application class. This method is called as select image file button is clicked, and we have self dot image file is equal to file dialog as file name open. We have title given as select image file and file type as image file dot jpg png or BMP. This line opens a file dialog window using the ask open file name function. From the file dialog module, it prompts the user to select an image file with an extension of either JPG, PNG, or BMP. The selected file path is stored in the select image file attribute. And moving on to the next function, which is def resize. So firstly, def resize self, this line defines a method named resize within the application class. This method is called when resize button is clicked. We have width is equal to int self dot width entry dot get, and height is equal to int self dot height entry dot get. These lines retrieve the width and height values entered by the user in the entry widget. We have self.width entry and self.height entry. The value are converted to integers using the int function and stored the variables of width and height respectively. We have image is equal to image dot open self image file. File this line opens the image file specified by self image file using the image open method from the image class. The open file the open image is assigned to a variable called image. Then we have resize image is equal to image resize with height image initials. So here the line resize the image is to specify width and height using the resize method of the image object, and the resizing algorithm is used to specify as image animals initials, which applies a high quality downstamping filter for better image quality. And we have new file name is equal to resized plus self image file split and -1. This line generates a new file for the resized image by concatenating the prefix resized with the original file name extracted from the self image file. It splits the file path using slash separate the selected files element using the index -1, and we have resized image dot save new file name. This line saves the resized image to the disk with a new file name specified by a new file name using the save method of the resized image object. And we have message box dot show info success image resized and saved as whatever format you have given. So this line displays an information message box using the show information method from the message box module. It informs the user that the image has been successfully resized and saved with a specific file name. Moving on, we have to execute the program. So we have a couple of lines for that. We have root is equal to tk slash. This line creates as instance of the tk class, which represents the main application window. And we have app is equal to application root. This line creates an instance of the application class, passing the root window as its master. This initializes the main application interface, and we have root.main loop. This line starts the tkinter event loop using the main loop method of the tk object. This method continuously listens for every event such as clicks, buttons, or window resizing and updates the GUI accordingly. The program remains in the event loop until the window is closed by the user. So let's quickly see the output of the program. So as usual, I'm going to go where the file is stored, copy the name of the file and open command prompt and python space filename.py. So you can see there is a select image file. So let me just select a random image. So we have resize, we have height and width. So I'll give it, let's give width as 1281920 and also height as 720. And when you resize the image, I'm again selecting and resize. You can see the image will be already stored and resized. So let me just check. So let me just check if the image is resized, and you can see it is already resized as the given size. It's resized as the same size given. So we can see here it's 1720 into 70. Thank you so much for watching. If you have learned something from this video, please do like, share, and comment. Thank you.